This is coming from a participant. This is our son, John Mark, who writes, "Coming to Impact 360 instead of going straight to college has been the greatest decision I've ever made. But I'm learning more about myself, about Christ, true service, and what it truly means to be a Christian."
When we drove away that day, I was so excited for him. I never doubted that it was the right place for him to be and that God was really going to move there. And that was great as a mom.
She was a shallow child on some level when she left, and she came back with this deep theology and a desire to talk about the Bible and challenge and question, and it was amazing.
A lot of times they can make a good grade in school, but they have not developed their worldview.
We have a great church, and I feel like we're great parents, but we don't have the tools that Impact had to transition her, from being a great kid to being a great young adult.
She's living life on purpose now, and it's exciting to see that it's affected all of her choices.
I feel like he went to Impact 360 knowing about God, but when he came out of Impact 360, he didn't just know about God, he really knew God. And he didn't just have faith, he really owned his faith.
He called one day and said, "Dad, what do you know about this place called Impact 360? It wasn't anywhere on our radar screen. And we are so grateful to God for bringing the conversation our way.
The gap year was exactly perfectly what we needed for that year for Charles. It was ideal. I think a lot of parents think about a gap year as being a waste of time. It was actually for Charles a great investment of our time.
I don't think you can put a financial value on what happens to these kids when they go into that program. And when you look at a lifetime, 1 year really is nothing in the span of a lifetime. But that 1 year set aside to really become more grounded in your faith, the return is just very great.
I think the Impact, without a doubt, was definitely worth the time and the resources required to send Jackson.
Don't let the cost be a deterrent. There are so many ways the Lord provides.
I think there's not a value you can put on helping a person develop everything they can be.
And that's where I would tell parents, it's not a delay, it's not a postponement. It really got her ahead because she hit the ground running when she went to school this year.
It was the next level of reinforcement that was so invaluable to Charles's future career and his life, because at Impact 360, everyone there was cooler and hipper than Mom and Dad.
In the case of John Mark, it was exactly what he needed and what God intended. And it changed the trajectory of his life.
It was the best thing that ever happened to our son, and those are his words.
Yeah, he would say this was probably one of the greatest shaping in his life and molding to making him who he is.
It helped us figure out the best fit for the long run.
Impact 360 was the right pause in our transition.
I'm a believer in Impact 360, and Sean and I have been instrumental in getting the word out in our community.
If you want to give your child the best fighting chance to not only own their faith but know how to defend it, then I would say Impact 360 is absolutely what you've been praying for. You just didn't know what it was yet.